Hello, my name is Sven Denecken. I'm heading product management and co-innovation for S4HANA Cloud. And in between two tech ends, I have the pleasure of being here in Canada, visiting Beyond headquarters. I would like to have a short chat with my friend Leonardo about what are you doing, what are your experiences. But first, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. So, Leonardo de Araujo, one of the co-founders, partner here at Beyond Technologies, responsible for technology. I've been a big advocate, as you know, on the cloud side, and I've been pushing here internally adoption of cloud and preparation for our internal team. So, super excited to have you here. Thank you for coming between Tech Eds, and looking forward to Tech Ed in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. You just went in your project with the Beyond team, also for running your business, S4HANA Cloud. You went to C4, you went to Concur, went to SuccessFactors. So basically, you're managing your financial, your employee, your travel expense, which in your business is very important. So tell me a little bit about your experience of that project, because I think it's a poster child of how in an intelligent enterprise you put the pieces together and leverage best of breed, but also in a suite.
Yeah, you touch a good point here, because even though we're a company growing fast, it's still not a very large company, but our footprint and our scope is large. So we touch from lead generation, project management, employee management, expenses, and we had to put all this together, right? So we work with SAP through the Lighthouse program and being one of the first customers jumping in the S4. And SAP really helped us put it all together, delivering the integration of all this. It is a large scope, but it's a complete solution. So for us, we're super excited to be now running it.
Mm-hmm. Scope is one. So what were the business drivers that you wanted to accomplish with it, that you maybe also saw now in the first steps of this project that came out for you?
Yeah. So first of all, I mean, we're seeing the investment SAP is going on the S4. We're seeing where the product is going. It's super exciting, and the idea of jumping into that bandwagon and be running the most advanced solution ERP is putting forward. So that was the driver. Our company is growing very fast, and we want to adopt innovation, and innovation is being delivered by SAP. Now, in terms of what we're seeing already, the solution from an expense perspective, for example, relying on Concur is best of breed. Is one of the, if not the best expense solution out there. Our employees already reaping benefits from it, because for the large majority of users, they are logging time and expenses. And the timesheet solution app from S4 is now very mature, and Concur as an expense solution is wonderful. So the experience for end users is very positive. On the back-end side of things, in finance, we're seeing improvements already in the magnitude of 5 to 25% of efficiency from month-end closing and billing. So we are already reaping benefits, even though we're just live across the whole company.
So basically, of course, I like if plans pan out, and I think also our collaboration has shown that the feedback you gave, we picked that up. We're in a cloud fashion. We're adding 30% scope, also including the technical topics every quarter. So what are, next to the benefits, the challenges is, because of course such a project and such a fast growth year for your company will come with challenges. Tell me a little bit about lessons learned, what the challenges you had and how you overcame them.
Yeah, so I think the first challenge and first important lesson learned from it is that once you're adopting a cloud solution, you're adopting a standard solution, and you have to adopt standard business processes. You'd have to adopt best practices. And that made us revisit some of the decisions we took early on and saying, you know what, we run our business one way, we're thinking it is the best way, but actually some things could have been done differently, and will make our lives much easier, and having a solution that is simpler. So we had to have that mindset saying, you know what, I'm not going the path of customizing a solution that is tailor-fit Beyond Technologies. I have one that works. Why not looking at using that one? That change management was a little bit of a challenge, like it would be for any customer, but I think early on it became quickly clear for us that it was the path. And of course, in integration, every solution that you have multiple components delivered, there is a component of complexity to it. But but that worked well as we saw it.
Yeah. Now, running companies like yours, and you're also involved in projects with others, it's all about how that intelligent ERP can really be not only the back end, but the platform about the success of the business. So if you look at your project, what are some of the immediate business benefits that you saw before that most intrigued you and which you would like to share with some other customers actually now going on the same path? Yeah,
that goes a little bit back to the point I've been saying that for a while. And it became so apparent now that we're running a solution completely cloud. We adopt a solution that is cloud because we want to adopt innovation built by you guys. You guys are putting this huge amount of money investment on innovation. Now, I'm not a software company, I'm a service provider, I'm a professional services company. I don't want to have 40, 50 developers here customizing something that is just for me. I want actually, I'm paying SAP for that, and you guys delivering innovation. So seeing this innovation now coming every quarter, and we come in a system upgraded, and there's new things available for us to start using right off the bat. That's the value of cloud.
Right.
That's where the low TCO is, and it may be clear when we talk about it, but once you're seeing and living it, it's just wonderful. That's what it pays off.
On that point of speed of innovation in cloud, because of course I know it drives me. It drives me very motivational to see how on a Saturday you come to the clients with that new idea you packaged, and actually they log on a Monday and they're right away productive. As we are at that speed in the cloud, and we want that, of course, even if you now use the platform side by side, you can be even more faster.
Yeah.
And sometimes for certain things you want to be slower. So that flexibility that you have, and looking at the roadmap, what would be the topics that you would love to see from us and from that collaboration going forward, where we should tackle next?
Yeah, so we have a roadmap of areas where we would like product to evolve. Some things we need to see, this is particular to us, and then we should take a look at possibly do side by side. Even in that case, we should always have the reflex thinking, is it worth it to, some things are differentiation now, and these are worth investing on. Some are just to accommodate specificities of a business, and I think this is not worth it. But working closely with SAP, and I think there is this channel is open about what are the areas that we would like to see improvements coming. That is where we would like to see the product going. But the roadmap, and you guys publishing the roadmap is helping us a lot to see what the product we are using is going, but also the product we're selling out there, how it's evolving. That's very, very beneficial for us.
So circling back at the end to something that I think matters to both of us, we are running teams with employees. The impact of what we do and how we do it on employees is significant. And also part of our SAP mentorship engagements that we do, what you get as feedback from your employees or from the people who are running the project when they see now what is possible?
Yeah, so we're getting very positive feedback from a user's perspective. People are seeing the processes are smoother, the solutions and the apps delivered in case of expense and timesheet, as I described before, are better. But most important is, again, right, I'm getting that level of quality of system without having a huge IT team here. So all this work and overhead to us is reduced, so allow us to continue growing. If I had to, on top of having to manage a growth of 35-40% a year after year, I had to also have internal IT projects that lasted years to deliver new functionality, I would have a hard time. Now I'm sitting on a system that is evolving with it. And so this positive feedback comes from users, but comes from accounting, comes from project management, and comes from IT as well.
Yeah. Maybe a quick follow-up on the user. We just together reviewed this project because I think we will both have a mutual interest that this is just the starting point. I saw amazing stats. How about the user experience? Because at the end of the day, the people who do their daily work, they have a screen and experience, and by the way, it's more than the screen. So anything that you see that also have direct impact to your business?
Yeah, so the speed in which we're recording time, approving time in projects, and dealing with expenses, right? So expenses that are not easy to be entered in the system, not easy to be taken out, approved, and reported on, are inefficient expenses, right? And this leads to delays in customer billing, projects, payment of employees. We're just having a meeting before here. It was popping up here, Concur asking me, do you want to approve this? And I have right on my phone live the expenses with photos, images, and so on. So the process really is going from days of approval cycles to hours and minutes, and this goes affect the approval and the processing of expenses to customers, but to employees. So everybody is directly positively affected by it.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to talk more about those benefits going forward, because there were amazing stats I saw. Last question. So you're also a professional service company. You do a lot of projects. What would be your recommendation as you're alive now, as you're using that yourself? What would be your recommendation to other organizations who are now starting their path to take that suite of best of breed?
Yeah, so I think definitely very strong and well spent time exercise on evaluating, can I really run the S/4HANA Cloud? S/4HANA Cloud, it is a solution that's prescriptive, it's predefined what it can do, but for the customers can really use it, and there are quite a few out there really. These customers can benefit from a solution that will evolve itself. That will be easier to implement, cost less to run. So the exercise of, can I really run S/4HANA Cloud? Is this a solution for me? I think it's something that all customers should take a look at. And even more, is it a solution for me? Is probably not the right question. It's more like, when is it going to be the right solution for me? Because everybody will be running a solution that I think is cloud based. The matter is when, and that is a fit analysis.
Yes. And maybe in one of the next sequence we dive a little bit into what can be done already today with in-app and side-by-side extensibility. Because of course I'm a happy camper, being more looking at the SaaS side of the world. I'm happy I have a good pass. But with that, thank you very much for your time, Leonardo, and to the audience. Looking forward to the next sequence and maybe seeing both of us on the next decade. Thank you very much for tuning in.